Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhamad Fathurrahman bin Rustam. My number metric is DE190162. Okay, for our lab, which is the LVSB, and operation, I will explain about how we turn on the LVSB, which is the low voltage switching board. Okay, firstly, we must remind that the important thing is before we do the electrical LVSB switching, we must ensure that we wear the the protective, which is the PPE, such as the safety helmet, the CV fireproof, and fireproof suit. Okay, such my lab coat, and then the electrical insulation glove, our glove, and the electrical hazard boot. This type of PPE, when we do the at the switching board at the laboratory. Okay, now the next step is we need to check the fire extinguisher in the LVSB room. Okay, and then we must to ensure, okay, this is the low voltage switchboard, as you can see as the figure here. For example, okay, we must to ensure that all the load is in off condition before we give the LVSB the supply. Okay, before we give the supply, we need to ensure that all the load is in off condition. Okay, this is two LVSB, LVSB 1 and LVSB 2. All both need to in a turn off condition. Okay, then we must check the status of the LVSB, that we know that it is in off condition, such as we need to know the indicator is in off light. Okay, and then when we already check for the incoming, for the outgoing the supply, we need to give the supply, which is we will must connect to the bus bar by using the charging handle. Okay, first step is before we turn on the LVSB, we turn on the incoming supply. Okay, the incoming supply to the switchboard, and then we must to give the bus bar, the connection for the bus bar, to ensure that by looking the status in the isolation part. Okay, isolate position, and then we take out the charging handle in the compartment, ACB compartment, and we need to use the charging handle at the slot here. Okay, we will need to turn until the status here is shown the connect position. Okay, and then we remove the charging handle and we replace it at the compartment back compartment, ACB compartment, and then we when we want to in order to give ACB we want to give supply for the bus bar, we must to charge the coil. Okay, as we can see here at the SCB, this part is the connection for the status of the coil is discharged. We need to charge. Okay, how to charge is we need to pull down several times at the charging handle to charge the coil. We pull until the status here is changed to charge. Okay, and then we we'll turn we will turn on the ACB. Okay, as a important thing is when we want to turn on the ACB, by click the to push the button here on button, we must stand in the rubber mat. Okay, when the ACB status is turned on the position, okay, we can check the bus bar supply is already here. It's already energized. Okay, and then we want to give the MCCB supply. Okay, before we turn on the MCB to give the consumer supply, we need to inform the consumer as a safety precaution. Okay, so the first thing is on the this part, MCCB part. Okay, we start by we turn on the power factor capacitor. Okay, here the power factor capacitor, we need to turn on this first to make sure that the power factor regulator is able to monitor the power factor system. Okay, when we turn on, okay, we can next we will turn on this button for the MCB here. Then we can check the current status at the current status of the consumer. If the consumer is using the supply, this current is will show the data of the supply. That's for the LVSB one. So next we will repeat the same step for the LVSB two. This part here. We go to the next part which is here. Same as the latest is we need to turn on the incoming supply. Incoming supply, and then we go to the ACB part at the LVSB2. ACB part we will take out the charging handle and we turn on we turn until the status is connect. And then we pull out. We want to charge the coil for the ACB2 is we pull several times the ACB the charging handle until the coil is shown status the charge status, and then we turn on the ACB for the connection for the bus bar, and then we check the status, and then we go to power factor capacitor here, and then we turn on the MCCB just like the LVSB one. So that's shown the step by step how to turn on the LVSB for switchboard. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good evening. So my name is Muhamad Ridzuan and my metric ID is AE190023. So for today's experiment, which is the LSB system and operation, I will do the explanation about the bus bar coupling for MSB number 1 and MSB number 2. So before we start the experiment, we must make sure that we wear the PPE clothes for the safety, such as the helmet, the insulator glove, and the net, etc. So, as you can see, due to the standard operation procedure or SOP for the COVID-19, we cannot enter the lab at the Haiqal. So, for us to do the experiment number 4, which is activity 2, which is the bus bar coupling for MSB1 and MSB2, I have redraw the MSB1, this is MSB1, and this is MSB2. So for the bus bar coupling, the first step that we need to take is we need to turn off all the loads at the MSB1. So we turn off the loads, including the ERF and earth protection unit, and then you can see this is the power factor and capacitor. We turn off everything and we turn off the load at the MSB1. Then we check the ammeter and the voltmeter at the MSB1. Make sure all the reading is 0 because the load is disconnected from the connection. And then we must turn off the air circuit breaker or ACB. So we just turn off. After we turn off the loads, we turn off the ACB. So after we turn off the ACB, we must turn off the main supply or the power supply that's come from the TNB. As we have cut off the power supply from the TNB, we can take out the air circuit breaker for the maintenance purpose on the ACB. So in order for us to take out the ACB one from the MSB1, we need to use the charging handler to remove it. So how we want to do it? First we must find the handler. Imagine this is a handler. So in order for us to remove the air circuit breaker, we put it in the charging handler into the board that's connected to the ACB. Then we must rotate it anti-clockwise until, as you can see, this is the indicator. So as the indicator moves to the left, which is the isolated, which is written isolated part, this means that the ACB is this. We can remove the ACB for the maintenance purpose. So as we remove the ACB for the maintenance purpose, we must put it on the table to do the maintenance. So after we remove the air circuit breaker, we must follow the signal to notify the other people that the MSB1 is under maintenance, so please do not touch it or do anything to the MSB1. So okay, so the next part is, you can see there is a key hole that is, we can take it from the air circuit. This is the air circuit breaker key. We take it and then we put it at the keyhole number 2, which is label C2. After that, we put it into it, and then we can take out the key number 1 and key number 3 and put it on the isolator on MSB1 and MSB2. Okay, once we have put on the key at the isolator, we can turn on the isolator. So first we must turn on the isolator on MSB number 2. Okay, we turn on the isolator at MSB number 2. And then we turn on the isolator at the MSB1. And then we must turn on the load on the MSB1. Okay, we turn on the load and the power factor capacitor bank. And then the indicator will is turned on, meaning that the load is energized by the MSB number 2. So that's all for me. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Alright, so my name is Muhamad Haiqal Najmi bin Halmy. My metric number is NE200100, and I will continue with the normal supply restore. Okay, so first we need to inform the consumer that we want to turn off the supply, and then after that we will turn off the supply. Okay, so first we need to turn off the power factor capacity first, and then check the power meter at the MSB1, and after that turn on the isolator at the C1 and check the bus supply, either it is ready to energize. Alright, after that turn on the isolator C2 from MSB2, remove the isolator key and put the isolator key 1 and isolator key 2 at beside the ACB key. So after that we need to remove the ACB key, and after maintenance already complete, we will insert back to ACB to the apartment. Turn the ACB key clockwise to unlock the function, and the ACB is in a isolator function after that, and give the MCB1 power supply from the isolator, and doing the same procedure and turn it clockwise until the ACB inductor indicator at the connect position. Okay, so that ACB in discharge and off position, so that we need to charge the spring by using the lever. Okay, so ACB in charge position, so we can turn on the ACB. So ACB in on position, and we can check bus status and voltage either in a balanced position or not. MCB supply ready split to our load after that, and use the same procedure. We need to notify the consumer, and then when they are ready, so we need to turn on the power factor capacitor first, and after that turn on the RRCB to supply to others, and after that turn on all of the load, and we can check our current status. And then after that wait for a while to make sure our system in a stable position, and remove our sign after the maintenance, and record all of the work we have to do on the logbook. So that's all for the normal supply restore.